Hello everyone, it's me Jenny, and today I'm going to be talking about the movie The Last Witch Hunter. I was going to see this in the cinema and then I was told to wait for my sister because she was coming home on a weekend or the next weekend, and so I was like, okay, I won't go see it, I'll wait till she gets home because I want to see it with her. And then she didn't come home, or I wasn't free, and then I was going to go spend time with her at the cinema, and then she was like, oh well, I might be going with some friends, and I was like, fine, you can go with your friends, I'll go watch it some other time. And then I never got around to watching it, and neither did she. So last night, me and her snuggled up on the sofa with duvets and general snack goodness, and finally watched The Last Witch Hunter and had an amazing time because we're both super dorks, and this is kind of like the nerdy wet dream of a movie, which is incredibly full of archetypes and yet completely avoids tropes, mostly due to the fact that you can tell every single person on the cast had the most amazing time making this film. It is just, you can tell, particularly Vin Diesel, just had fun. He's a fan of the genre, he's a fan of the movie style. It's directed with love, it's directed and performed with a huge amount of enjoyment from all the cast. Things like the little moment where he sees the kid on the plane and gives that little wink, and you're like, he just loves this part, he loves this movie, he loves the concept. All of the other characters in this film, you just tell they were in it to have fun, and you know, it's very, very rarely that such a high budget film comes to fruition when it's made for love, without some sort of soul selling. And I think, you know, possibly Vin Diesel did sell his soul a little bit in order to get this movie made. He, I think, agreed to do the next Fast and Furious movies only if this film was made. And I think I can tell why it wasn't a box office success, but I really, really enjoyed it. The visuals in this are gorgeous. They're detailed and beautiful and disturbing and just gorgeous. Like every single shot in this is ridiculously over the top, ridiculously fairy tale / fantasy, and yet it tweaks at that little part of my soul that's like, I would want that as a wallpaper. I want that sort of thing as like a facade to go on my wall. Like if I was the kind of person who owned a van, I would have that tree or that creature on that van because that would be awesome. It's just beautiful visuals, beautiful animation, and it feels, I don't know how it feels more natural than the Hobbit backgrounds and the Hobbit map paintings. With those ones I could feel the backgrounds, I could see it, it felt like people in a one-dimensional space, but I think it's because they had texture and roots and real solid things in the local environment, and you kind of knew that you were living in a map painting. That I didn't find it at all jarring. I think I just found it really beautiful. The music also goes with that same theme. Again, it's full of archetypes and not too tropish in terms of each of the characters. Each of the characters represent a very specific archetype, and yet because of the charm and the charisma of the actors and the lightheartedness of the script, it doesn't feel like you're in just Tropesville. It feels like something more. And it probably isn't, but I dang well enjoyed it. I thought the action was entertaining, the lighting effects in this are gorgeous. As I said, the digital animation throughout, like, I didn't get animation exhaustion watching this. I just relished in it, and that's what the enjoyment from this film comes from. It's the actors relishing in the story, relishing in the world, and just having a whale of a time with a very simple story, and just letting themselves be fantasy heroes for once, because why not? I love punk fantasy, so post-apocalyptic fairies, that sort of thing, I really adore. I love Tithe, it's one of my favourite teenage book series of all time, and this reminded me of that. It reminded me of D&D, reminded me of Lord of the Rings, it reminded me of The Last of Us. It's such a delightful film. I really genuinely enjoyed it. Yes, there are plot holes. Yes, it's not the best film in the world. Yes, it was a box office disaster, and I am partially one of those people who's responsible for it, for being really wanting to see it and then not. But I'm dang well glad this film got made, and I will be buying it on DVD because it was just really fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have you seen The Last Witch Hunter? What are your thoughts? And I'll see you guys all very soon for another movie review and tomorrow for another daily vlog. Feel free to comment. All those things. Magic. Flaming freaking swords. Who doesn't love flaming freaking swords? Yeah. Awesome.